your first recipe book. So you get your first recipe book for free. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. Okay. Make sure you get your food list. You get your food list from the website. Okay. Make sure you follow me on the other platforms. Okay. You wish it were cold there, it'll be cold in a minute. You're going to wish it wasn't cold there. Y'all know how we get. But here, super cold for us is 70. So let me see what the temperature is right now. Oh my gosh, it's 63 degrees in Las Vegas. 63 degrees in Las Vegas feels like 45 degrees over there. Okay? Because if it's 100, normally 100, 110 here in Vegas, when it gets down to 60 or 70, it feels like winter. So I got my turtlenecks on deck. I done pulled the coats out. I done pulled the sweaters out. I found a pair of Coach boots I didn't even know I owned in my closet. I didn't even know I owned them. Didn't even know I owned them. I knew I owned the black and gray ones to match my black and gray purse, but I didn't remember that almost a couple of years ago I bought the brown ones. That's why I said I can always go shopping in my closet. My closet is mystery. There's a mystery going on in there. So the other day, I went live on Saturday. You're in Arkansas on a 74? That's wild. That's wild to me. But the other day, we went live on Saturday. And we were talking about a whole bunch of controversial things. And I don't know why those things are controversial. You know, I just saw this Asian guy's video, and he was saying, you know, I don't want to come off as racist, but he was spilling facts. And I think we need to get to the point where we can feel free and we can be free to say what is fact to you, and people not get offended by it. You know what I mean? It just sounds crazy to me. I've never been to Vegas in the fall when it was summer. Yeah, I mean, but to me, the hot season in Vegas doesn't even last long. That's why when people are just like, oh my God, it's so hot out there, I'm like, it doesn't last long. People get so easily offended. So what his point was, he was Asian, and he was saying that when he goes to a restaurant, like an Asian restaurant, if it's more white people in the restaurant than it is Asians, then he knows it's going to be some mid food. It's going to be some meh. It ain't going to be seasoned right. It's not going to have the authentic Asian flavor that he is looking for by going to that specific restaurant. And he kept saying, I don't want to come off as racist. And I'm like, it's not racist. It's fact. Because these people are watering down your culture. Have y'all ever seen Rachel Ray? Rachel Ray will take some culture's recipe and completely dummy this shit down to make it palatable to white people. The fuck is that? You colonizing recipes? You saw Jeffrey Osborne? That's fantastic. Oh, tell you that I saw. No, I didn't see him. I didn't see him. But that would have been a good one. I'm sure. I mean, you colonizing recipes too? But he's right. Like, the last time Jordan and I went to Happy Lamb is an Asian-based restaurant here in Vegas. I think we were the only other people in there. Everybody in there was Asian. If I go to an Asian restaurant, I expect to see Asian people eating the food. Or I would also think, this food probably ain't going to be hitting on nothing. It's like going to a soul food restaurant and everybody in the soul food restaurant is white. How would y'all feel if you went to an authentic soul food restaurant and everybody in the restaurant was white? There are some people that would probably be like, yeah, they're enjoying our culture. Da, 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 da. You know damn well when some white people eat some extra spicy shit, they're like, oh my God, it's So spicy. It ain't even got hot sauce on it. It ain't even got Scotch bonnets in it. It's just, you know what I'm saying? So if you see them like, oh my God, this is so good, I wouldn't buy that. I wouldn't buy it. Okay. No, thank you. I think not. I would not go to a Jamaican restaurant for oxtails and just the whole restaurant is just full of white people. You know damn well ain't no Scotch bonnet in that oxtail, right? You know damn well ain't no seasoning on them oxtails, and oxtail costs too much to be playing around. So no. Right, that's Southern cuisine. That is exactly right. She hit it. You got it. You got it. You got it. Chantrice. Chantrice said that is not soul food. That is Southern cuisine. That is Southern cuisine. Those are not the same things. Okay, that's Paula Deen. That's Southern cooking, but that's not soul food. Okay, Southern food has, just like New England food, Chicago style, New York style. Every region in the country has their style of cooking. Okay, if you're in the South and you want some good Southern cuisine, then there's plenty of places that you can probably go to. But if you're looking for old school soul food, you probably it's probably this many. It's probably this many places. I need to move this camera. I was just at a client's house tonight and she said it's okay. I am cooking dinner. And I'm in my head like, you smell nothing. Oh, could you imagine? So last night, Jordan and I, for those of you that don't know, and for those of you that, are just looking for me to always talk about blood type eating, I have added other things to the blood type eating. You may have met me through the blood type eating. Okay. That was my platform, but I am in no way, shape, or form in a box. Okay. So there were always times when you guys would come here for blood type eating instruction or advice, or just to learn how to do it. And we would veer off into politics, or we veer off into real world shit or current events and You're always going to get something like that from me, but you're also going to get shit for Black business. Now you're also going to get things for heart health, because I just went through a heart health scare myself. And so from what I learned about heart health, especially when it comes to Black people, I want to share that with you guys. I want to make you guys aware of the fact that what you think is a heart attack is not a heart attack for women. Okay. Or what is impacting our blood pressure more than it is someone else's or another race of people. Okay. I'm always going to be here to teach you something. I fell down a rabbit hole today. The rabbit hole that I fell down today was, you know how they'll say trauma can be passed down generationally, that trauma can get into our DNA and will alter our DNA. What they mean by that is whatever your traumatic experience was, it will alter your body's stress response. And that is then passed down from generation to generation. So in my mind, thusly, if trauma can be passed down, why isn't the need to, let me change that word need, because that's where me and ChatGPT, or me and AI on Google, got into a little bit of a dispute. Okay. If we have these markers in our DNA from generations past of trauma that we have experienced as Black people in America, and it is in some way, shape, or form has changed our DNA, that directly impacts our response to stress, which then triggers disease in our bodies. Thusly, on the opposite side of that is the desire, because that's the word I changed it to, is the desire to inflict trauma also passed down in the DNA. I like AI because it pushes me in the right direction. It does. You have to, people keep sleeping on AI, but it really causes you to critically think. Like it really, especially my ChatGPT that I use ChatGPT 5. I haven't gone to 6 yet. They're coming out with versions faster than you can conquer the last version. But it causes you, even when you're prompts, creating these prompts, it literally causes you to think. Y'all think that relying on AI means that you don't have to think. That's not true. Because if you don't put the right prompt in, you're not going to get the right result. That's true of anything in life, though. If you think about it. If you don't put the right ingredients in the recipe, it's not going to turn out right. Right? You got to use the right prompts. And sometimes it's tricky. Sometimes it's really, really tricky for you to get, especially if you're doing like graphics and stuff like that. Sometimes it's really, really difficult for you to get the right result from what it is that you're inputting. So you have to really think about what you're asking ChatGPT, or you will not get what you're looking for. Okay. So what I wanted to know is basically, is racism handed down through the DNA? Is the hatred and the racism handed down? Now, what a lot of people don't seem to understand is these search results will come back and say no. Okay. They'll say, oh, these are all learned behaviors and this, any other wop, wop, whoop, whoop, right? There's a dog behind me. There's a dog behind me. What is it, Fats? Come here. Come here. What is it? So it'll say racism is taught, right? It's environmental. It's from the family. It's from the people around you. Kids start to learn it between the ages of 4 and 5. Bop, bop, whoop, whoop. But the thing is, there hasn't been enough research to back up the fact that it's not true, or it hasn't been enough research to back up that it is true. Because my thinking is, if you're saying that the trauma that was inflicted on Black people can be handed down through our DNA for generations, why would you think that the hatred that motivates the actions and the racism and the sadism and the need to inflict, or even the desire to inflict pain and trauma on someone else isn't? No. I retired from TLC 3.5 years ago, boo-boo. I have my own companies. I have my own supplement companies. Thank you. So I fell into this rabbit hole where they were talking about, let me see if I still have it up. I fell into this rabbit hole because a lot of y'all don't know this. Okay. The BBC says, can the legacy of trauma be passed down through the generations? Okay. Inherited trauma affects a person's stress response and behavior, not their moral intent to harm others. This is after I went down the rabbit hole, right? There's no scientific evidence. When someone says there's no scientific evidence, it means they've not done the research. It doesn't mean that's not happening. They just haven't put any money behind it to see if it is happening. You have no scientific evidence because you haven't run the tests. So a lot of people will take that answer and run with it like, that's not true. That's not true. No, it just never has been explored. Doesn't mean it's not true. Because you can't have one without the other. You can't have that trauma can be passed down, but the desire to inflict trauma is not. Okay? I call it sociopathy. Okay? Thank you. I mean, how do you become a sociopath? How are you born with no empathy? Because there are a lot of these kids nowadays that have no empathy. So you're saying that if you're born white, which we have no control, who we come out of no trauma. I don't understand. Let me read it again. So you're saying that if we're born white, which we have no control, who we come out of, right? Got that. We come out of no trauma. I don't understand what you're saying. I read it twice, I don't get it. Maybe the punctuation or lack of punctuation is throwing me off. We do not control whose vagina we come out of. Okay? We have no control over that. However, how our bodies respond to stress is also something we don't have any control of. If we have no control, who would come out of it? We have no trauma. Trauma has nothing to do with control, ma'am. The trauma that a generation before you have no control over that. We can control how we react to situations. Yeah. But if you do not know, my husband had an affair for 6 months. Within 3 months, the woman faked a pregnancy. He fell in love. Oh, wrong live. You're on the wrong live. Exactly. So why is it a race thing? Michelle, it's always going to be a race thing. America is built on race. I need you to accept that. Never, ever come to my live and say, why is it a race thing? Y'all always want to sweep some race shit under the fucking rug as if race doesn't impact us all 24 hours a day. But that's meant to divide. It's not. It's a fucking scientific fact that Black people have higher rates of blood pressure and stress than you do. Do you get followed around in the store when you are the one that shoplifts more than me? No. Do you get followed by the cops simply because of your race? No. Do you get certain privileges and benefits because of your race? Yes. Do your kids go out here and shoot up schools, but nobody is ever coming to your house? Like, let's blame the mom for not paying attention to what the fuck Timmy is doing in his fucking room when he's building fucking guns. Yes, because I clean for a living and I don't always dress appropriately. Girl, shut the fuck up. The fuck is you talking about? Dressing appropriately? Bitch, get off my live. Just gone somewhere. Just gone. You silly. You silly. You silly. I don't have time for silly bitches. I don't. Gone somewhere. And yes, you got cussed out today. Run, tell that. I don't have time for no silly ass white women sitting up here talking about dressing appropriately. What the fuck are you even talking about? You think that people are being judged? You getting followed by the cops because of what you got on? I'm adding to the problem. No, you're the problem. You've always been the problem. Since the dawn of time, white women have been the problem. I've been saying that since the dawn of time. It's you, white women. Y'all are the ones that motivate these white men to do the shit that they're doing for you. You are the problem. Nobody wants to say it, so I'll say it. White women are the fucking problem. Y'all are the problem. Y'all are way worse than these men are because you're diabolical. You're sitting around making up lies about people, calling police on people that ain't doing up but minding their fucking business, and you in their business, uninvited. So don't ever try to sit back and, no, you're the problem. No, you think I'm the problem because I'm not going to take your shit. Fuck off. No, I'm never the problem. I'm the solution to the problem. You don't seem to recognize that I'm the solution to the problem Because I'm going to call you on your bullshit every time. I'm going to call you on your bullshit every time. Every time. You're not going to call me on nothing because everything I'm saying is facts. Everybody sitting here knows it's facts. Everybody sitting here knows it's facts. You're the problem. And y'all contribute, you white women, more than anybody else, contributes to the level of stress Black people deal with on every job, just going out and being social, just going out and enjoying their family and their friends. You're the problem. I'm sleep. Okay. Listen, I don't have time. I bet you got 2 followers. I bet you got 2 followers. Let's go see what Michelle's hitting on. Oh, Michelle, do you want to come up on my live? Come up on my live and say it. Come up. Let me invite you. Let me invite you. Let's invite Miss Michelle up on the live. Come on up. You're not Michelle. Wrong one, Penny. Okay. How do I get these people off my live? Penny, can you please close the box? I can't hear you, ma'am. Thank you. Let's get this Miss Michelle up here. Come on, Michelle. Let's go and invite you up. Are you coming? Where'd you go? Darn it. Darn it. Where'd she go? Come on up, Miss Michelle. You got so much to say. Let's go. Come on up. We're waiting. She's no longer on my invite list. Let me tell y'all something. They love to always, you're the problem. You're dividing us. How the fuck are we dividing you? Because we do not want to be around you. That means that we are dividing the country. Did y'all just see? Let me tell y'all why I'm fucking fired up. Let me tell you why I'm fucking fired up. Right before I came on here, I just saw this report of this man burning down these Black people's houses in Midlothian. Is it called Midlothian, Texas? Midlothian. All the health tip you need are in the Facebook group. That's all you need. Okay? That's all you need. Go get your foods list. Okay? These people, this man literally doused their house with gasoline and set it on fire while this Black family was in there. Now the Black family has to rotate out hours to rest while one family member watches the Ring cameras. Beautiful house, beautiful brick house. The cameras just show there are no foods for testosterone. Troy, I'm not in the mood today. Okay. Now they got to rotate out hours to sit up watching the camera because somebody just came up and doused their house with gasoline. For what reason? I need to move this thing out of the way. Can I move this chat box? Hold on, YouTube. It won't let me move the chat box, and I have my camera here. I remember somebody burned down his family home because the son stole his cell phone. This Black family had done nothing but be Black. Okay? So my thing is, why can't Black people just live in peace? Why is it the tradition of terrorizing Black people is not being researched? Did you guys know that the American Psychological Association is who wrote the stereotypes for Black people? like that we don't learn as fast and we're not as smart and we're not this and we're not that, and basically supported this whole thing of we are lesser humans. Did y'all know that? The American Psychological Society or Psychological Association. I need to go look it up again, but it's saved on my phone somewhere. Anyway, they issued an apology, because I've said this a few times over the years on my lives, that they issued an apology for literally creating the stereotypes that people still believe to this day about Black people. They issued an apology for making up lies that to this day white people still believe. Now, why wasn't that apology as loud as the actions? Why wasn't that apology on every news station? Why wasn't that apology put up in bright lights like we've lied about this race of people this entire time? We made it up. They're not subhuman. They're not less intelligent than you. They're not these things. It was a very quiet apology. And I'm one of those people that if you did the offense out in public, then you need to make your apology just as public. If your actions were loud, your apology needs to be louder. So them issuing this apology didn't change nothing. You still have these people, these hillbillies, if you will, walking around with no fucking education, don't have 2 nickels to rub together to get out of a trailer park. And they walk around thinking that they're superior to someone who has a master's degree or someone that is a multimillionaire, brilliant robotics entrepreneur. This hillbilly that ain't washed his ass in 6-7 days thinks because of the race of his skin, the color of his skin, his lack of melanin, his lack of sun protection makes him better than anybody of color. Thank the American Psychological Association for that. Because not only did you have these politicians to say, oh, a white man is better than a black man, doesn't matter how great the black man is, which y'all don't see as pandering. Y'all don't see that as pandering? Because if a white politician came out and said black people are superior to everybody else, y'all would say, oh, he's pandering. He just wants to get the black vote. Right? He just like Hillary bringing hot sauce out of her bag on the Breakfast Club. Oh, she's pandering. She just wants to get the black vote. Who the fuck doesn't want to get the black vote? Trump wanted to get the black vote too. But then you got the same people out of Saturday, the Negroes out of Saturday. Our vote don't count for nothing. If our vote didn't count, they're going through a whole lot of trouble to silence it. They're going through a whole lot of trouble to win it. They're going through a whole lot of trouble to change it. They're going through a whole lot of trouble to stop it. If it didn't mean nothing, why are they going through all this trouble? If our votes don't mean anything, why are they going through all this trouble? Because when I look around at this country is a hot mess. It's a hot mess right now. It's a hot mess. So what is the solution? Right? My whole thing is we really can't do anything until we get our shit together individually. As an individual. You know, everybody always talks about, oh, we need to do all these unity things, these unifying things. Well, can't nobody do no unifying things until they make sure their shit's straight. That's where the new American mission is getting out. I'm not getting out of shit. I'm not leaving America. So y'all hate, this is how stupid y'all sound. Okay, be offended by that if you want to. You sound stupid because you're the same people that don't want to allow immigrants into our country, but you want to become an immigrant in someone else's country. Y'all be the same people that be mad if people in other countries treated you the way we treat immigrants in this country. You're going to go become a refugee in somebody else's country, but you don't like refugees in this country. How does that sound? The hypocrisy is strong. That's like a bunch of racist white people moving to Mexico. I know that you're black. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. You think that it makes you less of a colonizer because you're black? You think it makes you less of a colonizer because you're black? It does not. It doesn't. Because just like they are saying, oh, we welcome you back to Ghana, this, that, and the other, the Ghanaians don't want you there. The government may want you there, but the neighbors don't. The neighbors are like, the fuck? You know how I know? I lived there. I lived in Nigeria for 2 years. Y'all think that it's great when you're visiting. It's great for tourism. But when you start coming in and spreading your American ways, because even if you're black, you're still American. Even though you're black, you're still American. And you're going to go over there with them American notions. You're going to go over there with that American mind. You're still invading those people's countries. So how we feel about these people invading ours is the same sentiment you are going to encounter there. Why do y'all not understand that? Y'all just think it's just okay to just pack your shit and leave your country. Oh, yes, because y'all don't seen too many influencer videos. Come to Bali, come to this place, come to that place. Y'all don't understand. You're living in a place where you don't know the language, you don't know the culture, you don't know the people, you don't know the problems, you don't know what to be afraid of, you don't know you don't know anything. I lived outside of the country for 2 years. Anybody else here lived outside the country? It's okay for you to go visit a place for 2 weeks because anybody can hold their breath for 2 weeks. But when you live a place and you settle in and you really start to see what the fuck is going on, you're going to bring your ass home just like I did. Okay? I wish you all the best. But fleeing America is not the answer. I don't think. Who else here thinks fleeing America is the way to go? Good luck. Enjoy. You still gonna come off. You're a black man, right? Because you said you're a bro. The way that y'all are received in these other countries is you're a passport bro. You're a black man trying to move to these different places. They've already said they are killing passport bros because they think that you're coming there for specific things, and usually you are. That's what my sister dealt with living in Hawaii. Exactly. Y'all think that it's these influencers made it look like it's so easy and it's so da-da-da-da. It's not. Good luck at adapting. If you can adapt in a foreign country, why can't you adapt to this one? Okay. I understand that y'all believe that moving to another country will end your stress and this, that, and the other. It's just a whole different type of stress. You're trading one stress for a different stress. Okay. But the answer for me is not leaving America. I've been here. Okay. They put me off TikTok. I don't think you said US is the land of the free. I lived in another country and trust me, US is heaven. It is. As bad as the problems are that we have, you don't know the problems that they have in other countries. You really don't. You don't know their government. You don't know the corruption. You don't know all this stuff. And as much as I talk about, well, I've been on other platforms going live because they closed down my main accounts. So make sure you follow me on other platforms because they'll probably close this one too. Okay. I understand that y'all feel like, the US is trash and this, that, and the other, da, da, da. I left and it's been great. Many others enjoying life abroad as well. Stephanie Perry, Rashida Dowd. Great. Awesome. I said, I don't think that fleeing the country is the answer. Because if you, Facebook and Instagram, if you are, I just feel like, and I'm not judging anybody for leaving. Okay. I'm not judging anybody for doing what you think is what you need to do. You said, I'm not fleeing, I'm walking away because of problems of this country I have nothing to do with. What problems of this country do you have nothing to do with? What problems of this country do you have nothing to do with? What as an American, what do you think you don't have anything to do with? Like what, racism or something? Sorry, my nose is running. What do you think that you're immune from here in America? I just see problems everywhere. Every country has problems. Every country has issues. Every one of them. Because here's the thing. First of all, if you haven't dealt with your own shit, so wherever you go, there you are. Right? Do I need to say it? Hell, thank you. It's already shown all countries have problems, but I'll still go. Enjoy is what I'm saying. Like I said. Okay. If you haven't dealt with your shit, no matter where you go, you're still going to encounter you and your shit. It may look brighter. It may smell better. The prices of groceries may be cheaper and all this, that, and the other. But number one, you're still there. Number two, just learning somebody else's culture, especially when those people are not as welcoming as you thought they would be. They're not as generous as you thought they would be. They may be very resentful. Just like, perfect example. I live in Vegas. I moved to Vegas from California. People in Vegas cannot stand Californians. Just like people in Montana cannot stand Californians. Any state that you go to where people are fleeing from one state to another state because of the cost of living, you get more bang for your buck and this, that, and the other from that state to this state, people have resentment just in the states. Because here they'll say, oh, the traffic is this, that, and the other. The rental prices have gone sky high. The grocery prices have gone sky high. When there is ever an influx of refugees from one place to another place, the people that were there before are resentful. Period. And that's just from California to Nevada. Yeah, in foreign countries, they're very welcoming until you run out of money. So how you start your adventure there is how it's going to end too. Okay, because trust, I ended up paying double what everybody else was paying because I didn't know. We don't seem to understand because people do it to foreigners that come here too. So we can't make it seem like it's a one-way thing that if we go to another country that people are not going to price gouge us. Price gouging is a real thing when you are an American and you go to a foreign place. They're just going to automatically raise the prices on tomatoes and lettuce and apples and this, that, and the other because you are an American. Okay. That is, I can tell you, I spent double the entire 2 years that I lived there. This is why I had a house girl that would start did my grocery shopping for me. I had a house guy that would go and get the fuel that I needed for my generator. I had to send the locals because the minute I open my mouth, they're charging me double, sometimes triple what they would charge the natives. And how would I know that if it was a secret? Everybody just kept this secret because it's a known thing that we keep this secret from outsiders. Okay? I'm not here to deter anybody and to keep you in a place that you don't want to be. But I would like for everybody to open their eyes to the fact that this country is only going to get better if we open our eyes to this country. We are walking on eggshells in our own country. We built this place. There's no point in us abandoning it because some locusts moved in and started eating up all the resources. We were here before Christopher Columbus. Some of us were brought here on the boat, but some of us were here on this land for centuries before Christopher Columbus brought his drunk ass over here, raping and pillaging. So I'm not willing to walk out on our ancestors and what our ancestors have done here because some white folks get under my skin. I don't give a fuck about that. Fuck them. We're going to outlive them. We are the Alpha and the Omega. We're going to outlive them like we always have. What's the Bible to mention, everyone? What? I've never said anything about the Bible. What are you talking about? I mean, with the Bible to mention as well. What are you talking about? How did the Bible get in the conversation? How did the Bible get in the conversation? Where did that come from? I'm talking about how Christopher Columbus and the colonials came with the Bible. Oh, that's a whole other can of worms. That's as a weapon. It's still used today as a weapon. It's still used today as a weapon. Okay. My two main focuses as far as my assignment or as far as what it is that I'm driven to do, those two things all fall under being Black. Black health and Black wealth. Those are the only two things I care about. They are not in the Bible at all. I only care about Black health and Black wealth. That's it. Hey, Miss Tulane, how you doing? That's all I care about. I do not give a shit about any other thing. I don't. Do I really believe in the Bible? No, because the Bible was written by a bunch of white men. So what is there to believe in? You've been catching me on YouTube? Good. Thank you, Miss Tiffany. How you doing? Well, I care about the Bible. It was written by a bunch of white men. Oh, no, not you. I'm saying the person you were talking about. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. No, I really wish, because if y'all look at all of the wars and all of the things that we've had over the millennia, all of it had to do with religion. The number one social construct that we all live within is religion. Time is a social construct. Race is a social construct. Religion is a social construct. These are things that just keep us stressed the fuck out. Those are the top three things that keep people at each other's throats. The top three things that stress people out. The top three things that drive people nuts. Exactly. It's all the Matrix. It's so funny to me, China Doll, when people don't understand the Matrix. Like, I've seen the Matrix 101 times, I know for a fact. And so for people not to get it or to understand it, I'm like, you need to watch it again. Just like the Bible. When you first read the Bible, listen, I don't know about y'all, but when you first read the Bible, it's just like a whole bunch of thee, thou, fors, thou, witherfore. And you're like, the fuck? But after a while of studying, it will become very plain and simple to you. Whether or not you believe in it or not, it is a good bedtime story. I mean, most of the people that worship it have never even read the whole Bible. School is another social construct. Absolutely. So most people that thump the Bible have never even read it. I can tell you, like my grandma. My grandma lived her whole life by like 5 scriptures. You know, you really sound like you're really knowledgeable about the Bible if you can quickly quote these 5 scriptures. Well, Proverbs 8 and 14 says, those are the only scriptures you know. What about the rest of it? What about the rest of it? Because if you read the first half of the Bible, it completely contradicts the second half of the Bible. If you read the Old Testament, it completely contradicts the New Testament. If the testaments are the testaments, why we need olds and news? And why aren't there any new ones? Where the new news? Where the New Testaments at? Where the new ones at? Don't y'all think it's time for some new Testaments? Y'all don't think so? So I really don't leave what alone. Leave what alone? First of all, don't tell me what to leave alone. I can say whatever I want to say. Okay. Listen, I have a direct line to my God. I don't concern myself with what everybody else does. As long as my relationship with God is on point, I do not concern myself with everybody else's relationship. That's like me butting my nose into my best friend's marriage. That's none of my business. That's none of my business. Okay? Your walk with Christ or whoever it is you believe in has nothing to do with me because we are not going to the same place. Okay? We are not going to the same place. We are not on the same spiritual level. We do not know the same people. So that's another thing that people need to stop butting their nose in. I believe that religion or spirituality is a very personal thing that should not be discussed amongst mixed company. It should not be discussed at all. That part. Okay. I don't believe that you should be debating religion. There's nothing to debate. That's like trying to talk somebody out of their relationship. Hey girl, hey. That's like trying to talk somebody out of it. You can't make somebody quit their man. You can't make somebody quit their woman unless they're ready to quit. It's not your business. Are you a Christian? Are you a Christian? Because first of all, what nobody ever asks is, what is Christianity to you? Because y'all be so quick to become defensive whenever somebody asks you if you're a Christian. Well, yes, I'm a Christian. What is Christianity to you? Because if I look at that Christian and then this Christian, they're not aligned at all. There's no yoke, there's no alignment, there's no nothing. These two Christians are nothing alike. So how do you know by looking at somebody who's a Christian and who's not? You can't even identify the tree by the fruits anymore, because those two Christians don't look nothing alike. How can you? You got Christians out here that put on white hoods that go out and terrorize people in the name of God. They are a Christian organization. They ride around burning crosses in people's yards, but they're Christians. You got people that want to get rid of the immigrant. You got people that don't want to feed the hungry, don't want to house the homeless, but they're Christians. You got pastors out here diddling little kids, but they're faith leaders. They're Christians, right? We're a Christian nation. How, Sway? Because their definition of Christianity doesn't fit our definition of Christianity. So this is the problem right now. Okay. Disciple of Yeshua, believer is who I am. Okay, listen, I don't care. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit at all. I don't get into the Hotep shit. I don't get into none of that. I don't care. Because y'all like to sit up and debate something that nobody can prove. No one. Y'all cannot prove none of that shit at all. So y'all just sitting around debating ideas. Who came first, the chicken or the egg? And that's just a never ending, it is a never ending distraction. Because for all of y'all sitting around debating on who came first, the chicken or the egg, all this other shit is happening. And all you focus on is shit that happened 2,500 years ago. We need y'all to get y'all head in the game. All of you Hoteps that be sitting around wearing them see-through fishnet shirts and dusty and ashy and shit and be talking about what Africa used to be called before they changed the name to Africa. We need y'all to get y'all head in the game. Y'all done check the fuck out. And nobody is holding y'all to account. Y'all a whole population of people that have mentally checked the fuck out. And ain't nobody pulling your coattails like, hey, brother, we need you to bring your ass back in the game. But you want to sit over there being dusty, making herbs and drinking concoctions. You done mentally checked out of the fucking game. That's why y'all want to go move somewhere else. You can spew that shit. You want to go live in the jungles of fucking Cuba and Costa Rica. Commune with nature. Get the fuck out of here. That's why y'all want to leave. Because you have checked out. You have mentally checked out. That's a scapegoat. Y'all done fell too deep into the YouTube videos, and now all of a sudden you want to go live like Dr. Sebi in the fucking jungles of Costa Rica. But you don't really give a fuck about the rest of your brethren. You don't really give a fuck about the rest of black people. So you have yourself divided yourself from other black people. And then you got the nerve to think that you're superior to other black people who are in the exact same struggle you are. That's what annoys me about Hoteps. I'm judgmental. Y'all be the first ones judging people that don't know the name of Africa before they changed it to Africa. Y'all be the first ones. Y'all be the first ones. I'm hateful. Okay, that's fine. I don't give a fuck. Why would I give a fuck what somebody that has checked out of the Black American experience thinks about me? Why do I care what a dusty Hotep thinks about me? Why would I care? Oh, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. They just think that they're above it. Oh, we're above it. You're not above it. You're not. You just want to sit around and smoke some weed and pray. Get your ass up off your knees and do some fucking work. Get your ass up off your knees and do some fucking work. Oh, we're Black Israelites. We're the one that did the dip. I'm not talking to you, anime crossover, bro. Most of the ones you know are working. Okay. Y'all the same mofos talking about leaving the country, right? What you waiting on? Why haven't you left? Why haven't you left? Why are you still here? Because you don't have the money to leave? You got to get your money up before you go? Why haven't you left already? Where are you? Where are you right now? Where are you right now? In Philadelphia? Exactly. The sovereign citizens going around telling everybody, if the police pull me over, I'm a sovereign citizen, and they can still gonna be like, sovereign this. That little piece of paper ain't gonna save you from shit. Nothing. That little sovereign citizen shit. What y'all think that's like a back signal or something? You just sovereign citizens come together. It's gonna be a big old light in the sky, and then all the dusties are gonna assimilate and do what? Do what? Traveling. Exactly. No, you have checked. Somebody needs to call y'all on y'all bullshit, and I'm the right one to do that. You have checked out. You have said, I am going to remove myself from the struggle. I'm above it. I'm going to live off the grid. I'm going to put all of my belongings in my car, and I'm just going to travel across the country. I'm going to sleep where I can, and I'm going to live off the land. The fuck? This is my country and ancestry. Damn right. Hi, hey, Master Manifestor. How you doing? That's not a plan. That's not a plan. That's actually giving up. That's saying, I don't really think America's worth fighting for. It's interesting to me how this is so interesting to me how they have rebranded patriotism. Like you're not a patriot unless you want the government to be dismantled. Like the irony of it all is that you're on welfare. I remember Nancy Pelosi's daughter had made this documentary when Obama was in office. And I can't remember what it was called, but go look it up if you can. It's probably on YouTube somewhere. Nancy Pelosi's daughter, I can't remember what her name is. Alex Pelosi, maybe, something like that. She made this documentary across the deep South about how people felt. I'm good. I need to lay off the alcohol. What? Fighting for my life from the worst hangover. Jesus. I can't remember having a hangover. Are you addicted to alcohol? Hold on, sidebar. Are you addicted to alcohol? Now I'm concerned. It's Tuesday. What the fuck were you doing last night? Were you celebrating Columbus Day? Like what were you doing on a Monday? Where y'all partying at on a Monday? That you so hungover today? You were celebrating Columbus Day? Football? Y'all getting the worst hangover of your life from football? Mm-mm. You were off celebrating your sister's birthday. You were off because of Columbus Day, so it just happened to fall on your sister's birthday. I implore you to please stop drinking. I have to sound like a responsible adult. Please, please stop drinking. Listen, The same way I say, I wish we didn't have these celebrations centered around food. I wish we didn't have these celebrations centered around alcohol. Like I literally drink non-alcoholic beer just when I have a taste for beer. Like there's no non-alcoholic beer in my refrigerator right now. Like I'll have a mocktail. I'll have a mock margarita just to be festive. But we have too many issues as Black people to be drinking. Yeah, please. Now I'm gonna check in on you. We got too many health issues to be drinking. Drinking, if anything should have been illegal, it stayed illegal. It should have been alcohol. Because alcohol is literally one of the worst things for our body ever. And y'all know it's made from straight corn. It's just literally sugar. It's just straight sugar. Oh gosh. Y'all already have them liver issues, girl. You're a blood type B. You already naturally have liver issues. But when they made alcohol illegal, they should have kept it illegal because it is literally worse than some of the things that are out here illegal to this day. And you really don't know how bad alcohol is until you get sick from it. Like until you have overrun your organs from alcohol, you really don't know how bad it is. But I'm gonna tell you, I was an alcoholic. Like alcohol is something that I have had to struggle with my entire life because my mother and father were both alcoholics. There are a lot of people that drank and smoked in my family. So I got it naturally. And it was my mother that exposed me to alcohol very, very early. Well, let me tell you what helped me with the anxiety. Yeah, I was an alcoholic when I was in my teens. Yeah, I was drinking in high school. Like we were drinking, but also we were in the 80s now. Nobody was carding us at all. No one was carding us. We could go to the drive-through like we were fucking adults. We was in a club at 16. We was partying. I was leaving high school at lunch and getting alcohol, going back to school. Yeah, it was a totally different time. We had no guardrails. We did not have no guardrails as teenagers in the 80s. Best time ever. We also didn't have no cameras. Jordy, when you come up, can you bring me a coffee mug? The one that says, we told you so. Please and thank you. Your son got carded to, yeah, they card you for NyQuil, all of that stuff now. They card us for nothing. We also, they say, hey, George. They also, they didn't give a shit. We also didn't have no cameras. So there's that. Share the live. Share the live. We also didn't have no camera phones. I remember the first time I heard of a camera phone, I was like, that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard in my entire life. I thought it was absurd. Now look at how we are today with the camera phones. Y'all don't think the camera phones kind of ruins some things? Y'all don't think that recording everything has made things worse or better? I don't know. I vacillate between the two. I don't know if it's worse or better. Because a lot of the stuff that's happening today was happening back in the day, but then a lot of people are just like, oh, look how much it probably was happening more before camera phones. But I also think that sometimes knowing too much adds a whole other level of stress and anxiety to your lives too. It is situational. I think that being exposed too much also adds another layer of stress and anxiety because now we've seen some shit we didn't even know was happening. Worse, because I was recording myself last night and went, oh, Yeah, there's no evidence of me doing nothing. So if somebody came up and said, "Yeah, you was did it," prove it. You can't even prove I had sex more than once. You can't even prove I had sex more than one time. I only have one show of evidence that I've ever had sex in life, and that's my son. You can't prove that I've had sex with anybody more than one time. You know why? Because there's no footage. Show me. You did such as a. Where's the receipts? We had no receipts. They were not giving us no receipts in the 80s. You purchased something, you ain't bringing it back. We ain't had no receipts. It's yours now. You own it. You bought it. You got it. And everybody's like, I got receipts. That's the worst. When people got receipts on you, that's the worst. No face, no case. Prove it. Now everybody like, I got it right here on my phone. That's why these kids are nuts. Hi. That's why these kids are crazy. Half of them are too busy taking the footage, and the other half are being blackmailed by the footage. The other half so paranoid that somebody might be filming them. I mean, it's just crazy. We've gotten way far off the fucking plantation, dude. Like off the ranch. Let's just say that. Let's not say plantation. I'm glad to be off the plantation. Okay. I bet you was wild with it. Yeah. Hell yeah, it was. But there's no proof of that. Nobody can prove how wild I was. And trust and believe I was. So listen, as far as what we were talking about before, we had delved into some deep conversations, right? But we had started with the whole I'm going to leave the country thing. And I get why people would be motivated to leave the country because of how it is right now. I get that. But we have got to address our stress. So, Master Manifester, you had said that you have major anxiety. Let me tell you what happened. Thank you, sir. Let me tell you what happened to me. A lot of you haven't seen me in a while. And over these last few months, I've been very, very sick. Okay. I thought I was sick with lung issues because that's my predisposition. Hey, George. They say, hey. You know, every time they see you, they're going to say, hey. So I thought it was lung issues. I thought my sarcoidosis was back. I thought my asthma was back. And my health was just declining rapidly. I had gained a bunch of water weight and not even noticing that I was gaining all this weight until my legs swelled up. When my legs swelled up, my aunt and my sister were very concerned, and they were like, you need to go to the hospital. And I also had figured out from my symptoms that I had heart failure. I said to Jordy, I think I have congestive heart failure. Because all of the symptoms that I'm experiencing, because I had gone down this rabbit hole of, well, maybe I have COPD, maybe I have this, maybe I have that, da da da. And as it progressively kept getting worse, I was like, well, maybe I have walking pneumonia. This shit is not getting better. It's getting worse. It's been months now. And when the leg thing happened, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to the hospital because they were pressuring me to, honestly. And I was also concerned. at that point because I had done everything that I knew how to do. I had used all the natural remedies that I knew how to do for what I thought was wrong with me. It never dawned on me until the Sunday before I went to the hospital that I had congestive heart failure. So when I went into the hospital, that's what they told me. They confirmed it. And they kept me there for 4 days. And during that 4 days, they ran all the tests and this, that, and the other, and echocardiograms and all these, it's like an ultrasound thing where they go in depth and just look at your heart and you can see your heart on the screen. It's wild. But you can also see all the damage that had been done to your heart. So while it was on the screen, she's making these markers. And I asked her, well, what are these markers for? And she said, this is where your heart has been damaged. And I was like, wow, that is wild. So the next day, this asshole of a doctor who, I just view him as a blip at this point. He comes in and he's like, oh, did they tell you how terrible your heart is? And I'm like, no, because, you're the cardiologist guy. You're the one supposed to be telling me what the fuck these test results are, right? So he's like, yeah, you've been having heart attacks. What? Three times a day cayenne pepper. What the fuck does cayenne pepper have to do with anything? Cayenne pepper is not going to stop congestive heart failure. Y'all have to stop thinking that these one little remedies are going to keep you from anything as serious as your heart not working properly. Please refrain from doing that. There comes a time that you're going to have to go to the fucking hospital. Okay? I don't care how healthy you eat. I do not care. It's not about increasing the blood flow. It's about getting to the root of the problem. So you taking cayenne pepper is just like you taking a bunch of supplements to mask what's going on. If you don't get to the root of the problem, you cannot fix the problem. You're just going to continue to put Band-Aids on the problem. And the problem is with all of us is we don't know our numbers. We don't know what our EF numbers are. We don't know what our blood pressure is. We don't know what our oxygen is. We don't know what all these base level things about us we don't know. Okay? So y'all know I have a problem with the medical industry, and that doctor was that asshole of a doctor was a reason why I stopped having any faith and trust in the medical industry, because I had doctors like him before and they were all assholes. They just showed me they didn't give a fuck about me. And I hadn't gone to the doctor for 15, 20 years. Okay. I fixed my problems through food, most of them. Okay. Well, the cayenne pepper expert wants y'all to use cayenne pepper for everything, even though there are several blood types that can never have cayenne pepper. So you're going to probably end up having a fucking stroke. But the cayenne pepper person says that you're supposed to use cayenne pepper for everything. Anyway, he said, you have been having heart attacks. What do you mean I've been having heart attacks? Because most of us don't know what heart attacks look like in women. Because most of us don't know that heart attacks are not as dramatic as Fred G. Sanford. Okay. Most of us don't know that heart attacks is not just somebody grabbing their heart and keeling over and dying. Okay. Especially in women. Men and women present differently when it comes to heart attacks. Okay. So you having pain in your back or pain in your shoulder or pain in your neck, indigestion can be a sign of your heart failing. can be a sign of you having heart attacks. Those are little heart attacks. Hi, how are you? Stop scratching up my couch, whoever you are. Linka, you just lay your ass down. Stop acting like a cat. So you could be having these mystery pains in your body, and you're like, oh, let me just go take some Tums. I got gas, or I got indigestion. Let me go take some Advil. Let me go take some Tylenol because I got this little ache in my back. And that's something that most women do. You know, we got so much going on that we don't have time to slow down. We got shit to do. So when we feel these little aches and pains, we just gonna take a pain reliever, or we gonna lay down, take a nap. Oh, maybe, girl, maybe I'm tired. Da, 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 da. You could be having heart attacks, boo-boo. I was having heart attacks. I had gotten to the point where me just going up and down the stairs was giving me a heart attack. You just had a conversation today with your sis about what? Me going up and down the stairs was giving me a heart attack. I would literally get to the top of the stairs and be like, and the number one killer in America is heart disease. And guess who has it more than everybody else? Black women. Okay? Black people die from heart disease more than any other group of people in the country. 60% of the people that die from heart disease are black. 60. Black. We only make up 14% of the population, but 60% are black. I can tell you why. I'll tell you why. This is why I come on here and I be railing against the bullshit. Okay. One of the major reasons Black people suffer from high blood pressure, which then leads to cardiovascular disease, is stress from white people. Explain allostatic load. Watch this. Explain allostatic load in Black people. I'm typing it into my chat GTP. It's because you can't go out here and slap the shit out of somebody. You know, we got to ignore shit, overlook shit, turn the other cheek, take the higher road. All of that shit puts wear and tear on our fucking bodies. Allostatic load is the wear and tear on the body that happens when you're exposed to chronic stress over time. Your body has a built-in stress system, the allostatic system, which releases hormones like cortisol and adrenaline to help you adapt when life gets tough. That's good in short bursts, like when you need to react fast. But when stress becomes constant, from money worries, racism, unsafe neighborhoods, discrimination, or caretaking pressure, your body never fully shuts that stress response off. The result, your heart, immune system, metabolism, and brain stay in alert mode too long. Over time, that builds up an allostatic load, which damages blood vessels, increases blood pressure, raises inflammation, and weakens resilience. Allostatic load in Black people. Black Americans have some of the highest measured allostatic load scores of any racial group in the US. Researchers have been studying this for decades, and here's what they found. Racism is a constant stressor. Number one, this is the number one reason. Racism is a constant stressor. Living with daily racial bias, whether it's overt discrimination or microaggressions, keeps the stress system on. This isn't just emotional. Studies show that the anticipation of racism can raise cortisol, heart rate, and blood pressure even before something happens. Just the anticipation of encountering racism is going to raise your cortisol, your heart rate, and your blood pressure. Hell, that's leaving the fucking house every day hoping you don't get pulled over by the fucking cops. Isn't it? Number 2, socioeconomic pressure. Black families often face more economic strain, job insecurity, wage gaps, and housing inequities. Even when income is similar to white peers, wealth, savings, assets, family inheritance, for example, is far lower, meaning less cushion for emergencies and more physiological stress. Yeah, I'm back. Number 3, healthcare and environmental stresses. Limited access to quality healthcare, safe food, and clean environments all pile on. Black neighborhoods are more likely to be in food deserts and near pollution sources, adding physical stressors to the emotional ones. Like when they put those factories in your neighborhood, like when most of the major highways have cut through Black neighborhoods, like when they put an AI farm in your community. They don't put that shit in white communities. They're always in urban communities. So now you're dealing with more pollution from the highways, more pollution from the factories, more pollution from the AI farms. Many of those things impact lots of races. You guys don't respond to it the same way, ma'am. I love how y'all love to all lives matter every situation. I love how y'all love to all lives matter every situation that we discuss. Y'all just want to be included in everything. Why is it that y'all don't feel right unless you are centered? Something just feels off when the conversation doesn't revolve around you, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Something feels a little off, especially if white women are not centered. It's something in y'all that feels some sort of way when someone is being very specific about a very specific race. How is this conversation making you feel? Because I don't understand why it's coming off as defensive. Well, many of these things impact all races. I don't give a fuck about all races. I don't give a fuck about all races. I don't. I give a fuck about my race. So all of this research that I do is what is impacting my race. Because y'all don't give a fuck about us. So I have to give a fuck about us. All people count. I don't give a fuck about all people. You can be concerned about all people, and I'll be concerned about Black people. Deal? Whatever path you guys are supposed to be on, and whatever your assignment is, go and do it. This is mine. This is mine. Because Jews are looking out for Jews, Hispanics are looking out for Hispanics, Asians are looking out for Asians, and we need black people looking out for black people. How come y'all don't have a problem when Asians are looking out for Asians? How come y'all don't have a problem when Jews are looking out for Jews? The only time y'all all lives matter some shit is when it comes to black people. The only time you get your ass in a tizzy is when black people are centered. You don't give a fuck when they're like, yeah, all Jewish lives matter. You're like, but. You're silent. It's crickets. But the minute black enters the room, it's a problem. Now you're defensive. Well, what about the rest of us? You didn't say that shit to them. How come you don't go say that shit to them? Miss Karen, how come you don't say that shit to them? The Irish are looking out for the fucking Irish. The Italians are looking out for the fucking Italians. Everybody is looking out for themselves, but the only time white people get mad is when black people look out for themselves. That's the only time y'all feel threatened. Because y'all don't want us congregating. You don't want us making plans, right? Well, you should care about all people. I don't have time to care about all people. I stay hyper focused on my people. Because why? I have a vested interest in my people surviving. Hi, thank you, Miss Elaine. I have a vested interest in my people surviving just like everybody else does. That shit irks me. That shit irks me. And this is why I said I could not run for politics, because I'm going to be looking out for black people only. But the thing is, the things that affect black people and the things that black people fight for are things that benefit everyone. Whites could never have the white entertainment network. You don't need to, because entertainment is white. Come on up, Karen. Come on up, because you've been sitting here all this time. Come on up on the live and say what the fuck you need to say. Come on up. Come on up, Karen. That's a very appropriate name. Let me come in. Let me add you. Come on up and say what the fuck you need to say. Y'all kill me with that. I don't see you on the list, man. Come on up. Invite yourself. Y'all don't need to say white nothing. Everything is already white. It's implied and accepted. Every network is. You don't need to say Paramount, the white network. It's Paramount, which is a white network. The fuck? Nothing has to have white in front of it. Ever. Ever. The entertainment industry is not all inclusive. You need to wake the fuck up. You naive as fuck. But that's the bubble y'all get to live in. Congratulations. That's the bubble. That's the white lady bubble. The clueless white lady bubble that no reality ever penetrates, that you get to live in every day. Congratulations. Congratulations. So no black actors or musicians out there. Who gives a fuck? We created all of that. All y'all do is steal and rebrand shit. How dare you? You are not a nice person. That's not my job. My job is not to be nice. My job is to be truthful. Anybody that doesn't want to hear the truth can kiss my black ass and go enjoy the rest of your evening. That's all y'all ever do is talk about black people entertaining you. That's all you want us to do. Tap dance for you, play sports for you. For you can clap for. That's all y'all want from us. Y'all don't want us running shit. Y'all don't want us inventing shit. Everything that has been invented in this fucking country, we did it. All y'all do is take it and rebrand it, put your white face on it. That's all you ever do. Then you get mad when somebody comes and reclaims it, like Beyonce. Well, we give black actors a chance. Fuck you. That's why we have black networks, so we can highlight black stories. We don't need your fucking handouts. We don't need your fucking permission. The fuck? Y'all always want us to ask y'all permission for something. We don't need your fucking permission to do nothing. What the fuck do you think y'all are? The caucasity. The caucasity. Well, we give you, you don't give us shit. Give? What the fuck do you think you are? We have surpassed you and you don't even know it. We have evolved past you and you don't even see it. Y'all want to take the, this is why America hasn't progressed. The only thing holding America back is white people. Let's be real. There is nothing progressive about white people at all. Y'all live in the past. Y'all are like football players that were stars in high school. I'm not giving, honey, this don't stress me out. I can cuss you out in my sleep. This is a stress relief for me. Cussing out white women. I live for that shit. The fuck? This is better than having a punching bag. You're my punching bag. The fuck? And you're still here taking it. That just shows me you like abuse. Do you think I would sit there and let somebody talk to me the way I'm talking to you right now? This is why y'all be staying in them abusive ass marriages. You think I would sit up on a live when somebody's talking to me this way? You don't have enough self-respect? Where your self-respect at? White people are like quarterbacks in high school, and all they ever want to do is relive their glory days. That's it. Y'all want to take the country back to when you were great. The only time you were great is when we were in shackles. The minute the shackles were off, we were great. Go look at history. This is the history they want to bury. This is the history they want to burn to the ground and bury the ashes. The minute the shackles were taken off, we were the only ones that had any skills. I'm showing myself good. I want you to see me. I don't ever want you to make the mistake of forming your little baloney lips to talk about you don't see color. I want you to see my color. I want you to see exactly who the fuck I am. Period. White people are Al Bundy. Y'all are the ones keeping this country stuck. Y'all are the ones trying to drag this country back into its dark ages. Y'all are the ones trying to drag us back to when you felt better about yourself. The problem is your low self-esteem and your low self-worth. That's the problem. If your self-esteem and your self-worth were better, you wouldn't have to try to destroy the country to make yourselves feel better. Your self-esteem is showing, and it's low. I checked your tank, and it's low. So let's make America great again. just shows that, first of all, you don't think America's great. And y'all be the first ones like, well, if you don't like America, you should leave. If you don't like America, you should leave. You're saying on a red hat that you don't like America. You're saying it. But then you want to form your lips to say, if you don't like America, then leave. When are y'all leaving? See, we knew that America was a melting pot. We knew that America was diverse. We love it that way. The only ones that have a problem with that is you. But you love to eat Mexican food. You love to eat Italian food. You love to eat Asian food. You love all the entertainment that you get from us. Right? I'm living in my own head. Come up and say it. Come up and say it. You're not going to come up here and say it. You living in your own head claiming you deal with discrimination. I don't deal with discrimination daily because I do not congregate with white people. I do not congregate with white people. I have no contact with white people. I limit any contact with white people that I can. I don't want to have conversations with you. I don't want you in my space. I don't want you saying anything to me. I don't want to greet you as a neighbor. I want y'all to make your own towns and go and live in them. That's what I want you to do. I would even donate to that. Where's y'all's GoFundMe? I'm pretty sure everybody in this country would contribute to that. Hey, we want to build our own white half of the country. I'm pretty sure everybody in this country would give to that project just to be rid of you. The thing is, y'all could not live without us. We give you self-esteem because you guys are victims. You go and tell everybody to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, and you have never pulled yourselves up. It's the one town that they tried to do it already failed. Already failed. You couldn't even get the one town right. Nobody is a better victim in this country but white people. White people always talk about what somebody has done to them. I can never be a victim, sweetheart. I'm too successful. You're the one sitting up here trying to all lives matter the conversation when I wasn't talking to you. You stuck your big white nose in this black conversation and got offended. This is what y'all do. Y'all be minding everybody else's business with that all lives matter bullshit, and then when you get beat up, you play victim. Nobody's buying it, sweetheart. We see right through the bullshit. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. I don't care what you've been through. There's nothing that you can say that to compare your story to mine. Y'all need to just stop. Y'all need to let black people do our own things without you being involved. And you just can't. You can't help yourself. Quick question. Have you been to Nigeria? I lived there for 2 years. She is. But again, all they want is to take the country backwards when they felt like they had more rights. Do y'all see right now where there's a case coming up in the Supreme Court that's going to reverse the Voting Rights Act? If y'all weren't afraid of other races of people, you wouldn't even be doing the shit that you're doing. All the shit that y'all doing right now just shows that you fear the shit out of us, because we have not only gained on you, we have surpassed you. So in order for you to feel better about yourself, you need to dismantle everything that we have done. You need to try to erase everything that we have created, to try to burn down and hide the books that we have written and the contributions that we made to this country. If you were not so threatened and afraid. White people live in fear every day in this country. And what they do is project that fear onto everyone else. The reason that y'all love to go out here and terrorize other people is because you live in fear of retribution. Because you have been so dastardly in the past. And the thing is, y'all know, for the white people to sit up and say, we've never had slaves and we don't get it. Those stories were handed down from generation to generation. You know exactly who your family is. You know exactly what your family has done. You know how diabolical they are. You know how depraved they are. You know how sadistic they are. And you're falling right into the trap. And you're following right in their footsteps. So from generation to generation, y'all just pass that stupid shit down and you stay stuck in the muck. This is why y'all can't advance, because y'all look at your racism as tradition. You look at your racism and your hate as an inheritance. Y'all probably handing down Confederate flags as fucking heirlooms and shit. Y'all probably got nooses and shit in your house and you're handing them down as inheritance and heirlooms. And y'all sitting around recreating fucking Civil War scenes and shit. Y'all literally dress up in Confederate uniforms and go out and cosplay the Civil War because you want to own slaves again so bad. You see how nutty that sounds? That sounds crazy. Y'all literally go up and dress up like you are living in pre-Civil War time, wearing antebellum clothing and shit, cosplaying that shit. And you say that's part of your heritage. You still decorating the shit with cotton. You putting a cotton plant. You giving cotton plants to people as fucking gifts and you think it's cute. And you claim that that's part of your heritage. Being a slave owner is part of your heritage. That's nuts. You don't think that's nuts? I've never owned anybody. My parents never did, nor my grandparents. You were probably too poor. You were too poor to own slaves. So you're no better than the slaves. That's the first thing y'all come up with. Well, I've never owned anybody. I've never owned a particular car, but that doesn't mean I don't recognize the car. I've never owned a turtle, but I recognize that it's a fucking turtle. I recognize the struggle of the turtle. I don't have to own it to recognize the struggle. That means I have empathy. Y'all lack empathy. That's your problem. You're not like us. You never will be. You will never be like us. I really think a spaceship came along and dropped y'all off here. Like, y'all gotta understand that y'all literally sailed to this country as exiles. Do y'all know the real history of how they even became? These people were exiled from England because of their religious beliefs. So the dregs, the criminals, came here, decimated the indigenous that were living here, spread disease, all that disease and shit they had, because they had these rivers of shit in the middle of the city. They were tossing buckets of shit out the window. They were living in fucking squalor. They bathed twice a year, and then they came over here and spread disease to these people. Killed off all of their fucking buffalo that fed them. These were the dregs of humanity that got on a boat to escape persecution. They came here to escape, and then they spread their depravity across this country, and that same depravity has been handed down from generation to generation, and nobody wants to seem to talk about that. These kids aren't born racist. Go watch the games of New York. Go watch. You want a history lesson? Go watch the games of New York. That'll learn you. Go watch the Gilded Age if you want to see how successful Black people were after slavery. Black people made the most money after slavery. After the Civil War, Black people were the ones that had all the money. They have lived a life of damnation, went to every continent. Exactly. Okay? The Gilded Age will show you how much money Black people had. Black people had the most money up until the 60s. Say it with me, fine. Say it with me. What happened in the 60s that made Black people lose their money and their position and their standing in this country? What happened? Anyone? Anyone? Go look it up. Yep. Civil rights. Not only civil rights, but social programs. All of those social programs that were created for white women. Integration, desegregation, civil rights. And more white women have taken advantage of civil rights than everybody. More white women have taken advantage of DEI. But all of these things are equated to Black people. All of these things have been made a negative and given a negative connotation because they've attached Black to it. Just like Obamacare. These people voted against having health care because they attached Obama's name to it. These people didn't even know that it was the Affordable Care Act. They were like, well, we don't want Obamacare, but we want the ACA. What?
We don't want Obamacare, but we'll take the ACA.
The reason these people are so easy to manipulate is because they hear everything through racist ears. So the reason that the dog whistles always work, do y'all know what dog whistles are? Let me tell y'all the most common dog whistles that they use. Anytime they say Biden, anytime they say Kamala Harris, anytime they say Obama, anytime they say civil rights, anytime they say critical race theory, anytime they say DEI, all of those things are dog whistles. So the minute they put any of those words into a sentence, it literally calls the dogs to attention and calls the dogs to attack. And those dogs would be Democrats, exactly. And they always say Democrat states. They never say Democratic, or it's always Democrat. Hunter Biden, Hillary Clinton, all of those things are dog whistles. Woke. BLM, Black Lives Matter. All those things are dog whistles. So it's so easy for them to always feed red meat to their base because they're always using those dog whistles. Immigrants, right? The wall, the southern border, saying that we're giving immigrants health care. It's unfortunate that we do. Antifa. Kristi Noem literally said they caught in Portland, they caught the girlfriend of the Antifa leader. And people believed it. In Portland, we caught the girlfriends of the Antifa leader. We've arrested her. Antifa is not a group. There is no organized group called Antifa. Antifa literally means anti-fascists. It means all of us that want to fight against white supremacy, racism, xenophobia, homophobia, any of the phobias. All of us that believe that people should be free to live and love and mind their own fucking business. We are Antifa. There is no group called Antifa. Just like there was no terror when they said we're going to have a war on terror. Who the fuck is terror? Who's terror? Does terror have a girlfriend? Can they arrest terror's girlfriend? It is unfortunate that 60% of the US population has a 5th grade reading level. It is unfortunate that most of the people in this country are dumb as fuck. That's why it's very easy to do the shit that they're doing. Because people are lazy, they can't think their way out of a wet paper bag, and they're victims. They have an entire victim mentality. Woe is me. Why am I not more successful? Why am I working this job? I should have a house with a picket fence and a wife and a F-150 truck and a dog, 2.5 kids. I should be able to go to Applebee's on a Saturday night, enjoy myself. I should be able to go line dancing and be able to afford a couple of whiskeys. But I can't because immigrants. Those immigrants made it impossible for me to have that. We need to take our country back. Take it back from who? Take it back from who exactly? Who has it? Who took it from you? Who took it from you? When did you have it? These are all very basic questions. When did you have the country? Who took it from you? And when? So when you make these statements, we need to take our country back. When was it ever your country? Like the thing I saw today, this Republican guy said America should only be for white people. He said it out loud, and they said, well, no, Republicans are disputing him. Why would they dispute him? They all think that. But here's the thing. What are y'all going to do without us? Like, we give you wings. We're like Red Bull. We give you wings. What motivation do you have to do anything? Without any other race of people, what would you be doing all day? What would you be doing? Where will you direct all of this hatred? If we're all gone, what are you going to do? Where does all that hatred and racism go when there are no other races? Inbreeding, infighting. I mean, you're already turning on yourselves right now. We're still here, and you still are fighting against each other. We ain't even gone yet. We're still here, and you're still shooting each other. All that white on white crime, all these hillbilly dust ups, what's going on? What are you going to do without us? Here's the thing. Black people, Hispanic people, Asian people, nobody is bothering white people. No one is keeping white people from doing whatever it is white people do. We don't even know what y'all do. We don't even concern ourselves with what y'all do. We just know that no one's keeping you from doing it. So why are you so angry? If no one is fucking with you or stopping you from doing whatever it is y'all do, casseroles, canning fruits and vegetables, I don't know, mixed sourdough, I don't know, whatever it is y'all do. No one is stopping you from doing any of those things. So what is the issue? I mean, I know y'all like to stockpile and hoard shit and build bunkers waiting for the Armageddon and the end of the rapture and shit like that. But I don't know what it is y'all do. However, I just know we're not stopping you from doing it. So what's the issue? They're scared of the mixing of races, you mean? That ain't it. That ain't it. They can be scared of the mixing all you want, but you got a bunch of biracial people that are white people. I don't think that they're as afraid of becoming a minority. I don't think that they're afraid to become the minority as much as they're afraid of get back. The only reason you fear being the minority is because you're afraid that the majority is going to get their lick back. Because you know how depraved you were. You know that you were out here making furniture out of our skin, and you were eating us, and you were doing the most depraved things imaginable. And the reason you don't want to be the minority is because you think we are built like you. We're not built like that. We're not going to be out here making no. Have y'all seen Monster on Netflix? Have y'all seen Monster, the Ed Gein story? Ed Gein was the inspiration for pretty much all of the serial killers in America. Go watch it. All the serial killers that you've ever heard of and that they've made movies off of was based on what Ed Gein had done. It's nuts. Go watch it. So remember when I said, where are the white moms? All of these serial killers had moms. And when you go and watch the Ed Gein story, you will then see what I mean by how these moms, these white moms, are creating these monsters. Go watch. All of these molesters that are in this country, all of these pedophiles, all of them had a white mom. Do y'all know that right now in 2023, women had surpassed men when it came to child SA in America? Did y'all know that the women are out here doing it to kids more than men are now? I'll read you the statistics. Hang on a second. Here are the stats. This is on Statista Research Department. This is published by Statista Research Department. It was published in August 13th of 2025. In the United States, more perpetrators of child abuse were women than men. In 2023, about 215,443 perpetrators of child abuse were women compared to 197,690 male perpetrators. The number of perpetrators in child abuse cases in the U.S. by sex. And then it said, the general population underestimates the involvement of biological mothers in child SA. The results confirm that female perpetrators account for a rather small but substantial proportion of the perpetrators of child SA. Furthermore, the results indicate that mothers play a role in SA, either as perpetrator or as bystanders, that has been underestimated so far. It is therefore necessary to sensitize professionals and the public to the topic of female perpetrators and especially to the role of mothers in child abuse, child S abuse. Now, my question is, hold on, there's something else. Okay. The subject of sex offenses committed by women has not received very much attention until now. In the light of the much more significant numbers of offenses committed by men, female sexual criminality has always taken a back seat and is frequently overlooked altogether. The very idea of its existence came up against a lot of resistance for many years. It just seemed too absurd that a woman could be sexually dangerous for a child or a man. The fact that female sex crime has been shrouded in silence for so long has concealed its grave consequences and implications, and yet the survivors of female SA have reported that SA by women was more harmful and detrimental than any SA they had experienced from men. So not only are they doing it, but psychologically it's more detrimental to the kids than a man doing it. So when you go back and look at, when you go and watch that series on Netflix about Ed Gein, All of this stemmed from his mom, how his mom treated him, how his mom turned sex into this depraved thing. And then when they talked to the other serial killers, all of them had a problem with their mom. Have y'all noticed that these serial killers mostly kill women? Have y'all noticed that? They're not out here killing men. Why does everybody have a problem with women? The only reason that you have a problem with women is because of your mother. All of these men out here right now that hate women, why do they hate women? Because they hate their mother. Half of these incels out here right now, their moms probably abused them. All these teachers out here, and hold on. There's more. More recent figures obtained from empirical studies indicate that between 5 and 20% of child SA, is perpetrated by female offenders. According to recent figures by the UK Office for National Statistics, 4% of child SA was perpetrated by men and women together, whilst a further 4% was committed by women alone. But then it gives you a profile of who is doing it. Findings from this review are consistent with the profile described by Grayston and DeLuca, in that the majority of these female offenders are in their 20s and early 30s, are whites, and have few qualifications. They're in their 20s and early 30s, are whites, and have few qualifications, meaning they have very few things they're qualified to do. Yet you want to look down your nose at Black women. You want to talk about the fact that Black women are single moms and all this other shit, while y'all are number one at shoplifting. You're number one at female child SA cases. You're out here as a teacher. You're out here having S with 5th graders. You're out here fantasizing about your 12-year-old daughter's boyfriends. But then you want to perch your baloney lips on my live and talk about all lives matter. %, of male registered sex offenders are middle-aged white men. Did y'all know that? 85%. The reason that the government is shut down right now, it is to protect pedophiles. The reason that the military is not getting paid right now is to protect pedophiles. Our government is full of pedophiles. The people that are your representatives in the government, your president. But we're the problem. We're the problem. Immigrants are the problem. Drag queens are the problem. Gay people are the problem. All of these things, everything that's going on right now is just to keep us all distracted, to keep us all stressed out, to keep us all terrorized, to keep us all paralyzed. All of the market manipulation that's going on, all of these billions of dollars being lost and gained by the rich 1% of this country, while the military families are lined up in bread lines. My son is a veteran, so I feel very strongly about the military and veterans. And when I see the level of disrespect that our military is dealing with right now, it makes my blood boil. And this is why I said anybody that signed up to be a part of the government and is considered an essential worker needs to stay your ass at home. That includes the military. They literally came out and said, we're going to pick and choose who we're going to give back pay to. You getting up every day, scraping together money for gas to get to a job that's not sending you a paycheck on Friday. Because you're an essential worker. If you are an essential worker, it is your obligation at this point to shut this motherfucker down. Take your ass home. If these people have deemed you essential, that means you are holding all the cards. That means you have all of the leverage. Every military person right now should take their ass the fuck home. Find a fucking job locally and feed your kids. They're not going to throw you all in the brig. They can't possibly. Y'all crazy as hell. Every nurse, every emergency room personnel person, I would walk my ass off the job. Those hospitals would be fucking empty. They would be ghost towns. Those airports would be fucking empty. They would be ghost towns. The only way they are going to open this government back up is for all of y'all to walk the fuck off the job. The Democrats didn't do this. The Republicans did it. So they're going to keep that motherfucker closed as long as they feel like they can distract you from those Epstein files. They want you to forget those Epstein files. They want you to move on to something else. They feel like as long as you are hungry and as long as you need something and you're going to have to go to the hospital or something, it's going to keep your ass distracted. We are going to have to show these people that we are more powerful than they are. Right now, everybody's just afraid. Everybody's just sitting back, letting this shit happen. And everybody often wondered, how did this even happen? How did the Nazis get away with such and such? You're seeing it right now. You're seeing it. You're witnessing it. You're part of it right now. If these motherfuckers, the way we going right now, if these motherfuckers wanted to come and throw shackles on all the black people in this country, they could do it. Because y'all just letting them. Ain't no way my black ass would be working for TSA and showing up for no job. Fuck this job. Fuck this job. I didn't like the job to begin with. Now you ain't paying me. I didn't like this job already. The only reason I come to this motherfucker is to get paid. And now you're not paying me? Let MAGA go and work at the airport. Let MAGA go and work at the airport. don't believe no polls. I don't believe no polls. I don't believe no surveys. Not with Trump in office. Trump fired the person that was giving us the correct jobs numbers because he didn't want us to know the correct job number. Trump lied about how many people was dying from COVID. Do you think I'm going to believe a survey? I don't care how independent they say. All of these media outlets are afraid to death of him. They are not going to come out with no disapproving, nothing about Trump. Nothing. Because everybody's afraid. So anywho, I just came on here for a little while because I need to get back to work. So Jordan and I had a meeting with our software company last night. My live is restricted for some audiences. Your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Hate speech and hateful behaviors. Okay, that's fine. So I got a violation for hate speech and hateful behavior. Repeated violations could result in your live being discontinued. I'm going to go now because I want to save this live. So I'm going to go off of TikTok, but I'm still on YouTube and I'm still on Instagram. So I'm going to get off this one right now because I want to save this live. Okay. I'll see you on the other platforms. Hate speech. There wasn't nobody but Karen. All the hate speech that I see on these platforms, when it's directed towards us, when it's directed towards people of color, they don't have no problem with that. But when I am counter programming, it's a problem. I don't care. I was getting off anyway. So listen, you're in from TikTok. So for those of you that are not in the Heal by Blood Type group, we have a group on Facebook where you can stay in the loop. You can get the recipe book. You can download the first recipe book for free. You get advice. You have a whole group of people that are on the same journey as you. So it's a community. The name of the Facebook group is Heal by Blood Type. So please go over and join. Okay. And I wanted to update you guys on Black Sheep Sweeps. Those of you that don't know about Black Sheep Sweeps, like I told you before, my only two motivations for doing what I do, and the only two assignments that I care about as far as Black people, is Black health and Black wealth. Okay. I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure Black people are healthy. And I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure Black people have some money. Okay. You can sit up and say how unimportant money is all you want. But money ranks right up there with breathing. Because every bill that you have requires money. Okay. Everything in your life requires money. The air you breathe is not free. The water you drink is not free. And everything in between is not free. Okay. You know what else ain't free? Living in this country, staying in these politics, trying to make a better way for our kids. Something that disturbed me before I got on the live today too. I saw this report of this young Black man, 20 years old, was at the Naval Academy in Annapolis, I think, was missing for 2 days, and now they found his body. How many young Black people have come up missing and dead in the past month? How many of our young Black people in college or doing something, either they're being hung or they're being drowned or they're being these mystery deaths of our young Black people. And I'm not just going to say men, because it's girls and boys. There is a concerted effort to kill our kids right now. And as a parent, I really believe we need to hold our children close to us, because it's not just them being murdered. They're being abused, they're being harassed, they're being bullied, they're being terrorized right now. I don't care how old your kids are. I want y'all to hold your kids close. I don't care what kind of relationship you have or don't have with your kids. You need to reconcile with that and with them, because there are people in this country right now that are out here taking our kids out. So I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to hold my shit close. And I'm going to do whatever I need to do to make sure that we make some fucking money and we do what we need to do to protect ourselves. Okay? Those of you that don't know about Black Sheep Sweeps, something that I'm very passionate about, again, is creating ways for Black people to make money. Now, anybody can invest, that's fine. Okay? But I'm looking for Black people to be founders in this casino. So the meeting that Jordan and I had last night with our software company was even more exciting. It just opened up even more ideas for making money for the founders, even more ideas for the next casino that's going to come, because this is just the first one. And the type of money we will be able to make will allow us to have money to create other Black businesses, to whereas we don't have to kiss anybody else's ass. I'm tired of asking for permission to do anything. Wouldn't it be nice to have the money to open up any business you wanted to open up? Because what made us wealthy when nobody else was wealthy in this country were trades. Where are the trade schools at? Where are the trade schools? There used to be a bunch of trade schools. There used to be trades in high school. Okay? Everybody wants their kid to be a football player. Everybody wants their kid to be the basketball player, some sports star, rapper, or whatever. But guess what fields are lacking so many people? Engineering, HVAC, mechanics, plumbers, carpenters. I mean, all of this shit, all of these trades is what made Black people wealthy. Your town just revamped the high school and have those things. Fucking awesome, Tanya. That's what I'm talking. Farming especially. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to these Black farmers. There are these Black farmers on TikTok. And this is something I just want to have the money to invest in other people's projects. Like these Black farmers, because again, there are so many industries that Black people have been kept out of purposely. Farming is one of them. They made it extremely hard for Black farmers in this country. So Black farmers have had to learn to be very creative. The contracts that these white farmers have, they don't give to Black farmers. Like the contracts from the government to keep white farmers from farming their land, it's almost $1 million a year. You were just in Black Farmers TikTok last night. Me too. They always come across my FYP. They're just more and more. I love it. But because the Black farmers were always kept out of the industry, or they made it very difficult, because that's what they do. They make it so difficult for us that we give up. That's always been their tactic. That's always been their tactic. Let's make it so hard for them. Let's haze them so much. Let's terrorize them so much that they quit. That's the American tradition. So whether you're the first Black person playing baseball or basketball or football, it's always been hard for the first few people, because they terrorize the shit out of them and they scare them and try their best to keep them from going further. So we got to thank every ancestor that we've ever had that played baseball and played football, and the first to do this and the first to do that, because the first that ever did it is always the one that has to deal with the most bullshit. That's the one that kicked open the fucking door so the rest of us could run through it. But they're always the one that never gets the fucking applause. It's a damn shame that in this country, there's still so many Black firsts. Isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy? That in this country, there are still so many, and just like that little dumbass Karen was talking about. Well, we never had to say white. You've never had to say white network, because everything was automatically white. Well, white people will be crucified if we ever said white network. We have been made to accept that everything in this country is white until a few of us make it onto the fucking team. And we have the right to make all Black, safe, exclusive places for ourselves. We have the right to make safe spaces for us. I get tired of them trying to make us think that we're the bad guy for creating safe spaces for us and our people to be ourselves without criticism, to be ourselves without somebody calling the fucking police. I refuse to feel guilty about that. And we should stop feeling guilty. Oh, well, you're invited to the cook. I don't invite nobody to the fucking cookout. I'm discriminatory about some of the Black folks because not all skin folks are kin folks. I'm still asking about you at the dump. Who you with? Who you know in here? I don't know you like that. You hang out with too many white folks for me. Because birds of a feather flock together, my friends. And if I see that your entire crew is a bunch of Beckys, I don't want you in here. I don't invite tokens to nothing. We got enough tokens. We got enough sellouts. We've been sold out enough over the centuries. Okay? I'm not going to feel guilty about creating Black Sheep Sweeps and making an exclusive Black-owned sweepstakes casino for us to play. I'm not going to feel guilty about that. Okay? Because we need it. We have spent billions of dollars in the casino industry, and it is another industry that we are locked out of. So now we have an opportunity to be involved in a very lucrative industry. I mean, as you can see, Jay-Z and Nas both were up for casinos, physical casinos. Jay-Z's only mistake was he tried to put the shit where the white folks are. He tried to put the shit in the middle of Manhattan, and white folks are not going to let him do that. But Nas was like, no, I'm going to put mine in New Jersey. And I was like, oh, okay, go ahead. Go ahead. You can put yours in New Jersey. That's what Jay should have done. Put your shit in Queens. Put your shit in the Bronx. Why the fuck you need to put your shit in Manhattan? See, that's just one of them things where like, you're getting a little too big for your britches. I don't go where I'm not wanted. But I have no problem creating space for us. And that's what Black Sheep Suite says. So those of you that don't know about it, you have an opportunity to be a co-founder. Okay. However much you invest is however much you earn from it forever. It is a one-time investment. Okay. It can either be 10,000, 5,000, 2,500, 1,000, 500, 250, or 100. But after we launch, there will be no more co-founder positions available. Our targeted launch is November 29th, Black Friday. Okay. We are quick to run to a casino on the weekend. We are quick to fly out somewhere. We're not going to be outside. Ain't nobody going to be outside. I live in Vegas. These casinos are failing. All of them are putting their casinos online. So why shouldn't we? Why do we continue to let them make all the money when we have an opportunity to make money ourselves? We have got to get back to building Black business, and we have got to get back to self-sufficiency. So that means we need more people, our children especially, to get into the trades. Do you know that's another industry that they're locking people out of? HVAC is another one. They are making it look like all of these HVAC companies are all separate, but they're not. They're failing because of the economy. Nobody has the money to fly out to Vegas and pay hotel fees and resort fees and food and rental cars and all of the things that it takes to come to Vegas. Vegas, the major money, hey Malika, the major money that was made in Vegas was from foreign people coming to Vegas. The tourism was mainly foreigners, Canadians, Europeans. They would all flock to Vegas. But now nobody wants to come to America. Whose fault? Whose fault is that? We done pissed off all the Canadians. Canadians said, fuck up, fuck you. A lot of our tourism came from Canadians in different cities, Chicago, Detroit, New York. Canadians stopped coming here because we alienated Canada. We've alienated everybody. So no one's coming. I mean, the airport here is dead. You're Canadian. The airport here is dead. I remember when I went to pick my niece up when she first came out here, when we first moved out here. The airport was packed. Packed. This was under Biden. Airport was packed. And you can gamble in our airport. There could, casino games and slots and shit all in the airport. So people were in there playing games, waiting for people, all kinds of stuff. It's a ghost town. It's literally a ghost town. The restaurants are ghost towns. The casinos are ghost towns. The tourism has plummeted. So all of these physical casinos are not making any money. Hey, Jada, people want to stay in their house. They want to stay close to home. And with all of this increased ICE activity and all this, that, and the other, they are waiting for a reason to call for martial law. He's waiting. He's trying his best to egg, especially Black people, out into the streets so that they can call martial law and we're all going to be back in the house. So we need to have an income or stream of income that we can make consistently on a weekly basis where we don't have to leave our house. So the meeting we had last night, hey girl, let me give you an update on what's going on. So the meeting we had last night with our software company, they were showing us some more things about the software, different sections of the software, things that they're changing on the software, improving on the software. Just amazing. And, you know, Jordan has worked for my niece for 4 years, who has a casino, who has been in the gambling industry for 4 years, but she never focuses on the black part. She just, hey, I want to be a boss bitch. Come and do my thing. I don't think like that. I want Black Sheep Sweeps to be something for us exclusively, and something that all of us can make money from. Okay. And like I said, you don't have to be black to do it, but just know it's black owned. Stop being weird about black owned shit when everything that black people have had to deal with in this country has been white owned. You can be a part of some black owned shit. Stop being fucking weird about it. But the capability of that software and all that we're able to do just on that platform, it just takes casinos to a whole other level. There's no other software or platform that I've seen that measures up to what we're creating. And I went and tested them out and played on them and all kinds of stuff. The capabilities that we'll have, just player to player chatting. Like y'all can literally be in the room together playing games and talking to each other. And just, so when I say that it's not only slots, but also a community building platform, I could barely sleep last night. I was so excited. I didn't go to bed till 5 o'clock in the morning. So I am swamped with work. I have a whole bunch of stuff to create. I have our achievement banners to create. I have our ranking banners. Jordan and I had a little meeting ourselves today, strategy meeting on how we're going to set up the different ranks and the different achievement tiers and all that kind of stuff. It even has a shop. So all of our merch will be there. So giveaways, we're able to give away gifts and vacations and all kinds of stuff to keep the players engaged. And the more we keep the players engaged, the more money you make. So I'm telling you right now, if you let this opportunity for you to get in on the ground floor of this casino, you're gonna, if you let it pass you by, you're gonna regret it. Hi. If you let it pass you by, you're going to regret it. Have $1,000 laying around. I'm telling you right now, it will be the best $1,000 you've ever invested in your life. And this is not going to be no, you got to pay no auto ship every month. You got to do this. You got to do that. This is none of that. This is the one-time investment. You are building up. Oh, it's not open to Canada. I don't know though, because we were talking about it last night and they were saying that we can do different countries, but I would need to look at my lawyer's opinion before I can say yes for Canada. But I do know that this is our second casino will be international. But the first one, we're just focusing on the US. Hi, Fats. Hi, Bubba. What's up? You gonna say hi? The minute I say hi, he jumps off. But the second one, and I hope to have the start construction of the second one after the first 6 months. And we get there. The sky is the limit, guys. The sky is the limit. Yeah, well, we don't have as many. Come here, Bubba. Come here. What do you do? Come here, Juju. Hi, love. We don't have as many regulations with, they say hi. We don't have as many regulations. Come here, you don't want that. You want to say hello? You want to say hello to everybody? Yeah, you want to say hello to everybody. You always look big on camera. You always look super big. You look super big, Juju. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. We don't have as many regulations. with sweepstakes as we do with casinos. Sweepstakes is different from casinos because we're not using money to play. But when we do the second one, it's going to be a casino, an online casino. I always say he looks huge on camera, but he looks huge in real life too. Because when he be laying on my bed, I be like, you're huge, dude. You are a big dog. I would be intimidated by Fats if he wasn't my dog. I would absolutely. Okay. I would be intimidated because he's an intimidating looking dog when you see him in person. Your friend had cats that look like horses. I said I wanted a Maine Coon cat, but that's an expensive cat, and if he got out, he would escape. And I would be mad having to chase a $3,000 cat. That would piss me off. So I'm gonna go. I'm excited about. I was in a creative mode today, and I was like, I'm not gonna go live. I'm just gonna sit down and make these things. But then I was like, nah, let me go talk. Let me go talk to the folks. But those of you that have $1,000 or don't, find it, get it, because time is of the essence. I do, and I felt like I had something to say. Time is of the essence, and I really want. My goal again is, so I was telling Jordan today, I was like, I really want 1,000 people to take advantage of this opportunity. I really want 1,000 co-founders to take advantage of it, because that would just be, first of all, historic. Okay. And I just want to help 1,000 people change their lives, because those 1,000 people will help 1,000 people change their lives and just have a ripple effect. And right now we can't help nobody if we don't have no money. Maine Coon cats are so cool. No, I'm not going through no rescue. I rescued a dog before, and it's not a good experience for me. I don't think I would be a great person for rescuing dogs. I don't have the time to figure out what the hell done happened to them, and I don't have the patience for it. So let me just get the one, raise it up. I know what I did to him. If he's got problems, I know I did it. Whatever issues Fats got, I did it. But it damn sure ain't from no abuse. Any issues Fats got come from being spoiled. Okay. Any issue he has is from being too nice to Fats. Because leave it to Jordan, his ass would have been crate trained. He would have had a lot more discipline. Let's just say that. Because he don't have no discipline at all. Okay. So I'm going to go to work. I might be here tomorrow. I might not be here tomorrow. If I get on a roll, I might not be here. But I want to get the graphics done. So as soon, and I also need to make more training videos to put in the group. We have a founders group where I put all of our marketing materials and training stuff and all that stuff that you guys can use for marketing the website when it's done. That's what this whole thing is about. When you are a co-founder, what you're doing is just promoting Black Sheep Sweeps. So you're basically just bringing players to the casino, and you're getting paid whatever percentage you invested. So if you came in at, let's say, the highest level, which is 10,000, you're going to get 30% of every dollar every player you bring into the casino spends. Not what they win, what they started out with. Okay. You also get 3% profit sharing. So when the site is making $1 million a month, you're getting 3% of that, because it's going to be making $1 million a month in the first 6 months. Because the guy said, if you're not making $1 million a month in the first 6 months, you're not doing it right. And I'm like, okay. So right now, these casinos are making $6 billion a year in the US. $6 billion. By 2027, it's going to be $14 billion. Now think about the fact that Black people are spending their money in casinos, but we're never making any money back. We're never the owners. We're never the investors. We're never making anything, any profit off of it. We're spending our dollars, but we're never getting anything in return. Well, this time you are. Okay. So this means you're making money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from all the players that you bring into the casino, and they're your players for life. And even if something happens to you, you can hand your account over to your kids. So now you're not only creating a business for you, but you're creating a business for your family that will outlive you. This is something you can hand down to your kids, unlike multi-level marketing or a job. Okay. So I'm going to go start my second job of the day, and that is creating the graphics for the different levels on the site. So again, I might see y'all tomorrow. I might not. Okay. But if I don't, I'll see you the next day. What's the next day? Thursday? Yeah. So if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you on Thursday. Okay. All right, guys. I love you. Also, go and watch and share the videos that I posted from the last live. And also make sure that if you're in the founders group that you look at the training video that I made for creating your page and put your page up on Facebook. Okay. All right, guys. I love you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye. Bye, YouTube.